what my mother, the mothers of the church, I praise God for them because I feel like they took the time with us and they taught us. And at the time, I may not have been as appreciative as I am now because I didn't understand exactly what they were doing. Sometimes it seems harsh, but I did it because I was being obedient to the leaders in the church. And I walked in that way. And I am so godly grateful today. I want to tell you that when I started this walk, all I knew was Jesus. All I wanted to do was to please the Lord. I didn't know anything about being a leader over this, that, or the other. Knew nothing. Grew up in a little small town. Well, I actually grew up in New Orleans. Moved from New Orleans when I was about 12 years old to a little small town called Franklinton. Didn't have but one traffic light. At that time, had no real restaurants or anything like that. My life consisted of going to church, going to school, and coming home. And I was very content in that. But I was one person that truly enjoyed reading. And that's how I saw life. I saw life through reading. How I learned what was going on in the rest of the world, if you will. I learned it through reading. And I aspired to do things in my life. But in the church, all I wanted to do was serve God. And I wanted to do what was right. And I truly wanted to please my mother. That's something I never wanted to do. I never wanted my mother to ever feel hurt because of anything that I did. So I aspired, and even through my life, even after marriage, marrying my husband and having my son, it was still so important to me that I lived the life that I talked about. I've never been hypocritical. And maybe I have pushed that a little bit onto other people because of my desire to live the life that the Bible talks about.
Amen.
Even though we're in 2018,
That's right.
I truly believe that the Bible is right.
That's right, Mom.
And I truly believe that if you live, not talk about it, but live that life, that God is a rewarder of those who faithfully, diligently seek Him. And that's what I have done over my life. When I met Bishop and Mother Fordson, God gave me a special love for them, and I truly love them today. And mission, I never really knew what mission work was. I just knew that if you saw a need, you helped. And that's from a young age. That's how my mother brought us up. If it was someone in the church that had a need, we helped. We did whatever we were supposed to do. And so when I came to Paradise, if I saw a need, I tried to stay in my own lane. But when I came to Paradise, if I saw a need, I helped. It did not matter how difficult. I mean, when I was a working woman, I would leave my job, I would go to the hospital and sit with the sick. I would go to someone's home if it was needed, and I would sit with the sick. I would go home and prepare meals and deliver them to the sick. I would prepare meals and deliver them to those that were bereaved. I have always done that. I have always worked for God. I'm not standing here telling you that I've always been perfect, because that would not be true. But I'm just telling you how I have aspired to work for God. And my aspiration has always been to please Jesus. And I praise God that over the years that He has opened doors for me that I stepped into these doors without even really realizing at many times that I was stepping in. I was just doing what thus says the Lord. And when I started my journey on the field, on the Barbados field, I'll put it like that, I was so happy to just be there to work. Whatever Bishop asked me to do, I was happy to do it. And sometimes I wasn't as successful as I would have liked to be. But I did it because he asked me to do it, and I was happy to do it. And then when I met Mother Willie Mae Smith, what a blessing. I was so happy to help her in any way that I could. And as I said earlier, I started going to Barbados off and on about 18 years ago. I didn't go faithfully. I would go once a year. I didn't go like I go now, twice a year. But as the years went along, I became more faithful, and even though I was working, I still would go twice a year. And Mother and I, we just really, the Lord just gave us a love for each other. And it was like mother-daughter. Our relationship became like mother-daughter. And whatever I saw that needed to be done for her, I did it, I did it without looking or expecting anything. And it was the same with Bishop. Anything that I could do, and Mother Fortson, anything that I could do for them, I did that. And I did it without expecting anything. And I'm saying all of this, I'm not trying to be long-winded, but I'm saying all of this to say that I'm so grateful to God that I stand in this place today. I am so grateful to God. And to say to you that whatever God has for you, it is truly for you.
Amen.
You do not have to do anything that's ungodly to reach the place that God has for you. Because that place is set aside especially for you. And I praise God that he has truly blessed me to stand here today, Supervisor of the Barbados and Caribbean. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Glory to God. Glory to God. Glory to God. I am so grateful to God. And I give it all to God. I give it all to God today. I turn over, I surrender everything, my life, everything. I surrender it to God. And whatever he would have me to do on this new journey that he has started me on, I pledge before you, people of God, my bishop, my first lady, even though she's not here, I pledge my total loyalty to God. I pledge that I will walk before God and I will do what the Bible ascribes for me to do, to be a righteous, holy, upright woman. I pledge that that is what I will do. I will serve God. I don't care what it takes. I will not take down. I will do what the Lord tells me to do. I will follow my leader as he follows Christ. I make that pledge to you, Paradise.
Yes.
I make that pledge to you, Bishop. And I make that pledge to you, Jesus.